videos that are going to make you question reality. Let's just start.
So I came across this video earlier and I thought for sure it was AI, but it turns out it's actually not. So upon looking at these, I couldn't help but think they resembled something that I had found on Google Earth a few years back. Check this out. The carvings on the stones in this riverbed are 100% verifiable and absolutely real. They're located in Sahasralinga, Karnataka, in India. They can be found in the Shalmala River near Sirsi in the Uttara Kannada district. What they are is over 1,000 Shiva Lingas, and they are carved directly into the rocks of the riverbed and its banks. Believed to have been commissioned in the 17th century by King Sadashivaraya of the Sirsi kingdom. Many carvings include Ling Yoni combinations, and some have Nandi bulls facing the lingas. During the dry seasons, or when the water recedes, the carvings become fully visible. Pilgrims visit especially on Mahashivaratri. Now I don't know about you, but to me, those look like some sort of spacecraft. Now I'm not 100% sure if that's what they're interpreted as, but that's what they resemble to me. Something off of like Star Trek or Star Wars or something like that. They look almost identical to craft in Star Wars. And of course, modern archaeology will tell you it was done by hammer and chisel, which maybe we don't have anything to necessarily combat that, but I'd like to think that maybe they were more advanced than what we believe. Absolutely amazing. You can see they have intricate carvings, very detailed. They definitely took a pretty significant amount of skill to complete. What do you guys think? Is there any significance to these? Are they just carvings or ritualistic? Or could they represent actual spacecraft? I'm curious to see what you guys say in the comments.
There's a reason why Asians have small eyes and weird looking eyes.
Why?
David Cho, he said this one thing on Joe Rogan's podcast that has me thinking so much, and it's kind of crazy. He said there's a reason why Asians have small eyes and weird looking eyes.
Why?
So he was on like a psychedelic trip, I think. And during his trip, there's like an alien that started speaking to him and then like told him things. He's like, you know why your eyes are like that, right? And he goes,
What the fuck?
and you know why you're blue? David Cho, he has a birthmark.
On his ass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's blue.
I think I had that too.
You had that too?
Yeah,
So
a lot of Asians.
a
have
lot
that.
of Asian people, when they're born, they're
Yeah.
born with like a blue mark on their butt.
Yeah.
Now, David Cho, well, he's on his psychedelic trip. He said the alien told him, the reason your eyes are like that, the reason you have blue on you, is because we messed with an Asian girl back in the day. And we made you.
What the fuck?
So Asians might be the closest related to aliens, bro.
Next on the list, red meat cooked well done. You will read, research every once in a while that relates directly the consumption of red meat to higher incidences of cancer, especially colon cancer. Well, our argument is it's not the meat. It's what's in the meat or how the meat is cooked. When you cook red meat well done, you cook it through and through, a chemical is created called a heterocyclic amine. And heterocyclic amines cause inflammation and cancer. If you cook red meat rare or medium rare, there are less heterocyclic amines. So, cancer-causing substances, it only makes sense, are smart things to stay away from. If you are a meat lover, a meat eater, then cook your meat rare or medium rare. And if you use a grill, wrap it in aluminum foil, because the grill marks on the steak are not only carbon, but they're heterocyclic amines. So avoid that noise. Optimize the structure and function of your body moving forward.
Now, I didn't know that this wasn't common knowledge. And if you didn't know this, that means you don't follow me. But white people have always indulged in cannibalism. They ate their slaves, and they ate black people that were free after the Emancipation Proclamation, after lynchings. If you didn't know this, you don't follow me. And if you don't follow me, you should follow me. My name's Chemistry. I teach Black history. I'm not part of Hillman Talk. I just do this for fun. And
Come out. All right, man. Let's see you. All right. All right, Ahmad. So, stand, kind of put your heads down this way a little bit. Right?
Is any of this going to hurt?
No, no. Well, all right. So, this should come up. All right. So now, I'm going to walk around you and just scan your body, right?
Yep.
All right. That's an interesting shirt you wore today. Is that the one you're going to wear all morning? Is that?
We're in Utah. The Jazz wear purple.
You used to wear a suit.
So did the Vikings.
All right. This is almost over. All right. Hang in there. I got to step back just to get your full body. All right. Sam, I'm almost done. Almost done. You're up. People see you on the screen. Don't be so nervous.
I'm nervous about you taking a step backwards. That'll be the end of it.
All right. Smile for a second. Yeah. All right. Got it. All right. 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 All right.
Painless.
All right. I got it. All right. So now, come over here. Let's look at this screen. So now we're going to go back just so you can see this. Go back into that mode now of we're at in the app. And now the menu is going to come back up. And so look, we've inserted you in the avatar selection. And then see where the red that's going, you could choose different players.
Yeah.
So then we're going to pick Horton Tucker. And then where Horton Tucker is, so this would be in a live game, you will be inserted into the game. You'll be making all the same movements he was, but it'll look like it's your body.
Does he have my skills?
We'll see.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right, so go ahead and roll that. There's that shirt.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
Where'd you get the idea to stick your tongue out like that?
Somebody copied me, you know.
It's like you've been lifting.
So when you go to sleep, right before you go to sleep, this is so important. You can I've literally manifested so many things in my life by doing this. When you go to sleep, I'm gonna give you a routine. Boom, you in your bed, you about to go to sleep, tell yourself, I love myself, man. I love myself. And now imagine, like literally, this is the main, you need to literally visualize this, bro. Visualize your dream, like boom, you in the bed, just visualize everything that you have, like dang, bro, I'm grateful for all my businesses. I'm grateful for that, bro. I can literally buy any car I want, bro. I got multiple cars. Dang, bro, like I done put my family on. Like, bro, my life is fucking perfect. Like, I love my life. You know what I'm saying? Boom. And then go to sleep on that feeling, bro. Literally feel that deep within your soul. Go to sleep on that feeling. Do that for 90 days. I guarantee you, I bet my bank account your life has changed. I bet my whole bank account your life will change you doing that for 90 days straight. And don't stop at 90 days.
Let's talk about airplanes, flights, and how they actually help prove the flat Earth. We're told the Earth spins really fast, about 1,600 kilometers per hour at the equator. But here's the question. If an airplane is flying east at just 800 kilometers per hour, how does it ever catch up to the ground that's supposedly spinning twice as fast? And what about landing? How can a flight safely land on a runway that's moving at 1,600 kilometers per hour underneath it? That sounds impossible. They say the atmosphere moves with the Earth because of gravity, like it's stuck on with Velcro, but above the clouds, there's just empty space. Does that really make sense? Now think about this. If Earth is really round and curving, every airplane would have to constantly tilt its nose down just to stay close to the ground. At regular speed, a plane would need to dip about 850 meters every minute, or it would start flying way off into the sky like 50,000 meters high in just 1 hour. But here's the thing, pilots don't do that. Once a flight reaches cruising altitude, the plane stays level. It doesn't dip, it doesn't curve, it just flies straight. That's a big clue. If the Earth was really spinning and curving, wouldn't every airplane have to adjust constantly? But they don't. Flights are smooth, level, and straight, just like the surface of a flat Earth. So next time you fly, look out the window, and ask yourself, are we really on a spinning ball? Or are airplanes quietly proving the flat Earth every single day? Want more flat Earth truths like this? Stick around. There's so much more to discover. This is for entertainment purposes.
There was a reason why the white man had to do what he did.
What was that?
It was a cosmic reason. If it wasn't a cosmic reason,
it wouldn't have happened.
That occurrence would not have occurred.
Okay.
So we now, being the children of that continent they call Africa.
What you call it?
What do I call it?
Yes.
Then you want to put me in a deficit.
No.
We didn't name anything.
Oh.
How could we name something we didn't make?
Okay.
We didn't call Africa anything. They got brothers and sisters that said, well, it was a cable land. A cable land, that came out of a vowel sound of A-E-I-O-U.
Oh, vowels, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's true.
And we had that in the jungle? No. We didn't have that in the jungle.
No vowels, no.
We did not have that in the jungle.
Right.
So what did you have in the jungle, nigga? What did we have? We had the laws of life, the vibration that was electrical.
Okay.
We need no philosophy. We obey the laws of life, just like the eagle, just like the elephant.
It's nature.
That's us. But we have been divorced from it.
That's
but that's
right.
okay. Uruwa.
Uruwa.
It's here again.
We are coming back.
Hey, girl, this is beautiful, right?
It is.
It develops a love for self. Oh, God, it's so delicious.
Oh, wow. I love
Uruwa.
that. I love you, Dr. Steve.
I love you, too. I love you. I resonate on the jungles of Africa. I'm not like an Eskimo that lived with the whale.
Right.
If you give me the diet of the Eskimo, I would die of a heart attack in less than a fortnight.
It's all...
And if you give the Eskimo my diet, he would freeze.
Okay.
So it shows that when nature arranges something, you have to follow that arrangement because that is the original way it should be.
Okay. That makes
sense.
sense. Yeah.
You mean to tell me that I would gain more of a life expression if I obey the laws of life and not that of a theologian?
That's right.
Or that of a philosopher?
That's right.
Yes, because the theologian, have you eaten hog
That's right.
and lamb, which offends my biological.
Tell us about lamb, because we all think that it's okay to eat the goat, the lamb.
Well,
that
of
is
course,
better than-
it is okay for us to eat crab and lamb and lobsters and shrimps. Lamb is nothing. You see what happened? We are under the impression that if we aren't Christians or Muslims or Buddhists or Hindu, that we are faltering.
Somehow.
Well, we are faltering when we accept one of them, because now you have become prejudiced.
Right.
You accept none. You accept you. And in accepting you, you accept everybody on their level. Like Mr. Watkins was saying today, Mr. Mel Watkins said, you know, there are many people that need Christianity and need Islam and need Buddha. Yes, they do. But there are many of us that doesn't.
Okay.
We move on to another level of expression.
That's
and I am not going to take the position that the level of expression that we represent is better than anyone else.
Okay.
It's different.
It's ours, right?
It's different. It's ours.
Right.
It's our resonance.
It's our personal truth. Yeah.
It's our resonance.
Resonance.
When you enter into spiritual warfare and you can't even identify your enemy, what are you doing? You were taught wrong. I feel like the church teaches us how to just swing in the dark and hopefully a blade cuts something.
Calling all these random
We're
names
calling them randomly. And if you notice in the book of Jude, there is so much order in the realm of the spirit that even the words that you carry into warfare determines if you know what you're doing. How does demons know you don't know what you're doing? You are saying things that doesn't even have to do with the context of the battle. For example, let's say dad had a problem that grandpa had, that great-grandfather had. And then you start noticing you have. And then you come into spiritual warfare saying, Father, heal me. Father, heal me? Father, heal what? That's not heal me. That's Father. How do we break the covenant that was made by which my body now testifies of?
My God.
What do you mean heal me? There's a covenant on your life. That means the situation you're now facing, there's a legal contract in the realm of the spirit that you belong to it. Yeah. Oh, and then some people are like, oh, when Jesus rose from the dead, all that was taken care of. Well, listen. You still live in a fallen body. Your spirit might be saved living in a cursed body. Let's deal with that.
He is 1,000 absolutely correct.
We're going to have a big celebration, as you know, 250 years. In some ways, I'm glad I missed that second term where it was, because I wouldn't be your president for that most important of all. In addition, we have the World Cup and we have the Olympics. Can you imagine? I missed that 4 years, and now look what I have. I have everything. Amazing the way things work out. God did that. I believe that too.
Your guns are knockoffs. Your guns are the rejects. You don't know about percussion grenades. You don't know about direct energy weapons. You don't know about none of this. You don't know about DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency that has robotic mosquitoes, robotic snakes, robotic dogs and cheetahs. You don't know about that. They assassinate you with something that looks natural. And you talking about my phone 5, click, click. Bruh, you don't know what type of enemy you dealing with. Because you talking about killing, but you dealing with a master killer. That's what they do.
We have a secret governance system. And that secret governance system has decided to change how we're governed and managed. And we're having a big disagreement because they want central control, and digital technology will allow them to do that for the first time in history. And we don't want that. We want to be free. So we're having a big debate about whether or not we're going to go to a complete control grid or we're going to be free. That's the debate. And whether the breakaways can break back in and say, okay, we're dictating to you. Now that we've stolen all your money, we're going to dictate to you how you're going to live.
Something that don't sit right with me is vampires. And just bear with me for a second. So vampires are these ancient beings that come alive in the nighttime and they fiend for blood and they get it out people's necks. And they also are cannibalistic, right? I don't think you can say the word on TikTok. And Putin came out and said, if only we knew what was in our foods, our fast food. Then Putin also came out and said that America has flesh-eating vampires. They're the politicians. Interesting. But then you couple that with the movie Sinners. But Sinners takes place about 100 years from today. 100 years ago from today. And it depicts these vampires who sought out to eat people. I won't go too deep into the philosophy there, but y'all know what I mean if y'all saw the movie. But then to tie it all together, you have the book of Revelation saying that in the last days, it will be as in the days of Noah, where they were eating, drinking, marrying, and giving in marriage. Yes, you can look at that as very literal. They were eating, drinking, they were eating food, they were drinking drinks, and they were marrying, they were giving in marriage. They were going on as normal. That is definitely one way to look at it. But also we can conclude from ancient history that the Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and they were also eating like human people. They were eating people. They were giants. They were eating people. And they were drinking their you know what. What do they say goes on in the cabal and in Hollywood and all these different places? That they drink what? You get what I'm saying? Let's really just bring this whole thing full circle now. Now, I'm not a fan of the Book of Enoch from the perspective of I don't take it as absolute truth. However, it does describe the eating of humans. That's very interesting. Also, there was just a chop shop that was exposed for chopping up people and serving them. There were several movies that have been made about, you know what, cannibals. This is very interesting. Do y'all see where I'm going? This whole vampire theory is starting to look very real to me is what I'm saying. And because it's TikTok, I can't say too much, but I know that you guys out there who are intelligent enough to know what I'm saying, y'all know what I'm saying. They may not fly. They may not have super speed or teleportation. But a lot of the quality, Twilight, think of Twilight. Why they push these movies so much? I'm just saying. It's very interesting. So all I'm gonna say is very interesting.
When you get to a high level of consciousness, you know and understand that the people that you love the most were actually sent here to hurt you. To understand this, you have to understand duality. There cannot be any light without dark. There cannot be any love without hate. There's always opposites. But it's not meant to break you. It's meant to build you. So let's tap into that. It's not betrayal. It's a soul contract. They were sent to trigger your awakening. You agreed to this pain before you even got here. Some souls are meant to shake you and awake you. Don't chase what fell off. Don't cry over closed doors. They're spiritual exits. You say you want to level up, but what that looks like is evolving through chaos, because pressure forms diamonds. You got to make sure that you're ready for the war. I actually love when someone close to me hurts me, because that pain becomes fuel. That burn, I channel it and turn it into power. You see, most people, they break from that pain, but you're supposed to actually build from it. That's the difference when you're chosen. You're not supposed to run from your pain. You're supposed to redirect it. Let it sharpen your vision, tighten your circle, fuel your discipline. Your pain isn't weakness, it's unlimited energy. And when you know how to control that energy, you become unstoppable. They didn't break you. They built a version of you that doesn't fold. Feel it, channel it, move like the warrior you were meant to be. And pain is the portal, and power is the outcome.
Here we have a soundtrack played forwards.
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
I'm going to play this in reverse for you at 3 speeds, okay? Progressively slower speeds. When Neil Armstrong says his famous first words, that's one small step for man, a speech reversal occurs that says man will spacewalk. I'll play it for you first and then I'll tell you the significance of what I think this means.
Man will spacewalk. Man will spacewalk.
Can you all hear that? Now all I'm doing is playing the tape backwards. Here it is forwards and in reverse. Okay. So as Neil Armstrong, incidentally, I wonder how many of you are aware that Neil Armstrong actually had a prepared script. He was supposed to say that's one small step for a man. But he left out the A and said that's one small step for man. One of the interesting things that we've noticed about reverse speech is that speech reversals will frequently occur in the pauses and mispronunciations of speech, the ers and the ahs, the rapid tonal inflections. If you ever sit down and listen to someone talking for any long, for even 2 or 3 minutes, just intently listen to them, and you'll notice that their speech is full of inconsistencies. I mean, I've rarely come across anyone who can talk in a very monotone voice for a long period of time without slipping up. And it is the tonal inflections in our speech that create speech reversals. One of the things that we've discovered about reverse speech is that we believe reverse speech to be a right brain hemispheric function. It's been thought by many that the right brain hemisphere is dormant in active verbal communication. Many linguists will tell you that the dialogue formation of speech comes from the left brain hemisphere. The tonal inflection we put into speech comes from the right brain hemisphere. One of the common things about reverse speech is that as right brain hemispheric activity increases, so does the occurrence of speech reversals. In a monologue speech situation like I'm talking right now, where I have said these lines in front of audiences hundreds of times before, they're almost memory off pat, you would find reversals about once every 60 seconds because it's a pre-prepared script already running in my brain. And we get into normal natural conversation, the occurrence of reversals will increase to once every 10 or 15 seconds. In a heated argument between a husband and wife or friends, as right brain hemisphere is really clicking in, then speech reversal will occur once every 2 or 3 seconds. What is actually happening is that as we are creating the sounds of our speech, we are creating them so that 2 parts of our minds are communicating well actually there's multiple parts, so let's just stick with 2 parts. But we are communicating from at least 2 different areas, forwards consciously and in reverse unconsciously.
And we've come to the end of the video. The last video, the theory was crazy, I mean, this is something that I've never heard of before, so I mean, it was a new learn. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and also share with your friends, and also share the link